and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is the second half of looking at who, whom, or whose, and we're looking at a little bit more complicated topics today. Today we're looking at two different things. The first is indirect questions. You might ask, what are indirect questions? Well, indirect questions are questions that start with these phrases like, I don't know, can you tell me, we don't care is another common one. But it's these kind of questions that start with these other type of phrases. And so let me give you an example. I don't know who rides the green bike. So here you can see is our who. And if you remember from the last one, who replaces he. So in this question, I don't know who rides the green bike, the answer would be he rides the green bike. And you can't just let this first part confuse you. So you can look at it just as if this part right here didn't exist and say, who rides the green bike? And you know the answer is going to be he, so we're going to use who. Let's take a look at another one. I'm not sure whom Hannah visits on Friday. I'm not sure whom Hannah visits on Friday. Here you can see whom in this case. And if we answer this, we would say Hannah visits her. So remember, whom is receiving the action of visits. So Hannah visits her on Friday. And that's why we use whom there. And the last one we're going to take a look at is, of course, whose. I'm going to say, no one knows whose bike that is. No one knows whose bike that is. So you can see whose here. And again, you can take a look and you can just get rid of no one knows and you can say, whose bike is that? Whose bike is that? And that would be the question. And of course, the question is going to be with a possessive pronoun, her or his bike. That is his bike. So that's the first one, looking at indirect questions. The second part of this is looking at adjective clauses. It's kind of similar, also called relative clauses. And that's when you have kind of two ideas and you're joining them in one sentence. So it's when you have kind of two ideas, but you're joining them into one sentence together. So, for example, I went to school with the man who rides the green bike. So here you can see that who is showing up in this sentence. And the question is, we can break this down into two sentences. The first one is, I went to school with that man. And the second part is, he rides a green bike. And you can see where that connects who with he. Who rides the green bike? He rides the green bike. And that's why we're using who, because it replaces he in this linking together sentence. So let's take a look at whom in the next sentence. Hannah's grandmother whom she visits every Friday is 95 years old. Again, we have two different ideas. We have Hannah visits her every Friday. And we have she is 95 years old. So we have two different ideas, and you can see the first one, the one that's receiving the action, whom she visits, here is the action. And here's the answer, she visits her. And that is why, remember that whom replaces her or him. So that is why we use whom rather than who in this sentence. And then the last one we're going to take a look at is, of course, the possessive. Hannah, whose grandmother is sick, took a few days free from work. So there's two sentences here, two ideas to this sentence. There's Hannah's grandmother is sick, and Hannah took a few days free from work. So this is the first part. Hannah's grandmother is sick. And then this is the second part. Hannah took a few days free from work. And you can see here is our whose, and we're asking, you can ask the question, whose grandmother is sick? And if you ask this question, you're going to get the possessive, of course, the possessive pronoun, her or his. In this case, it's her because it's Hannah. And so that's why we use whose here in this case. So this is the more complicated part of who, whom, and whose. I hope this helps you in writing those more structured sentences. And look forward to our next lessons. Thank you. Bye-bye.